Hi, and welcome to today's live chat, which is all about computing and coding in Key Stage 1 because this week it's National Coding Week. So, jumping straight into it, when your child is in Key Stage 1, they begin to learn about computing in more depth. In Year 1 and Year 2, children learn key elements from the basis of their computing education, including what an algorithm is, how to create and debug simple programs, and how to be a responsible user of information technology, which I will cover how you can practice these skills at home, and it can be a great way to boost your child's confidence and complement what they learn in the classroom. So, to begin with, your child will explore how to use digital technology in school and start to recognise it in uses in the wider world and what they see around them. So they will learn about using computers and the internet and complete activities linking our use of digital technology to everyday life. So to make sure that your child knows about digital technology, perhaps start having a chat at home with them, sharing your own experiences. And this is a useful way to assess your child's understanding of using the internet and digital technology in itself. Things like websites and sites appropriate that they might use at school. And what they might recognise on their digital devices, or be able to make comparisons to the digital devices that they use at home and what they use at school. So, for example, at home they might use a computer, or at school they might use a tablet of some sort, and you can compare them. And as your child is introduced to technology at school, they'll learn more about the common uses of technology within the wider world as well. So navigating digital technology can be quite tricky, especially if it is up-leveling what your child is learning about. So in schools, your child will have the opportunity to design and create a range of digital content, such as animation or word processed documents. So if you have a device at home which has software which allows you to create animations perhaps, or word processed documents, you could explore this together. You could pick a topic that interests your child, research it and create a document, animation or presentation to share your findings. You could discuss font size, style and design, and you can allow your child to explore their creativity. If you are looking at exploring web pages and perhaps even designing a digital homepage with your child, we have a really useful resource which I can show now, which gives examples of what a homepage is and gives your child the opportunity to have a go at creating their own homepage. You can print it out and they can have a go at writing and drawing it out, or you can have a go on a device if you've got one, and it gives lots of different tips of what you can include. This one is an example of mini beasts and it's a mega fact file, so it's included lots of questions and give a tab for a life cycle of a caterpillar, and you could talk about this with your child and maybe think about what topic your child wants to have a little look at, or think about as well what your child might want to make a web page on. And then this resource can be used to design their own homepage, and it is specifically for 5 to 7-year-olds, and it will allow you to introduce the world of web design by providing your child the opportunity to create their own web page. And once your child has design their web page, or if they've had enough of the activity and they get to the point where they want to stop, this can be a really good time then to encourage your child to organise their digital world and store and retrieve the information. So in Key Stage 1, your child will be taught how to organise, store and manipulate digital content, and they might learn how to save a document into a folder, for example. They might think about organising items alphabetically on their computer. So you can encourage this at home too, and ask your child to organise folders on your device, or discuss the importance of a device being password protected and to keep personal information safe. So then this can then lead on really nicely to having the conversation about keeping safe when using a device and keeping safe online. We have a really useful resource which you can share with your child, which I can share with you now, which is keeping information safe online. And it's just lots of tips that you can go through with your child on how they can keep their information safe online. So then this might then lead to different conversations which you might then want to explore further. So for instance, your child can then have a look at the information cards on that resource, and they might then talk about passwords and might ask further questions, to which you could share with them a password conundrum resource. So this resource just then goes into detail further about passwords, which I'll just pop on the screen now. And you can really talk about how you can make a password personal to you and have a go at matching the password to the description and the person, which is on here. So you can do this digitally, or you can print off the resource. Or your child might then also come up with lots of different scenarios, which might be a little bit tricky to answer. If so, don't worry, we have a really useful board game that you could play with your child, which I'll just share with you now. Now, this board game is really good because it includes a lot of different scenarios that you can read out and have a little go at playing the game. Or you can just use the scenarios if you want to talk about the scenarios with your child, like your older sibling leaves their computer on with the message open, you send a message out to one of them. So that's a really useful way that you can have a go at using this resource. Once you have spoken all about keeping safe online, your child might then be ready for another activity. Something that is featured heavily in Key Stage 1 computing is algorithms. So you and your little one might be wondering, what is an algorithm? Simply put, it is the process of a set of rules to be followed in calculations or other problem-solving operations, especially on computer programs. So it might be a set of instructions online, or you could even have a go at setting it for something that is getting a task done, like making a sandwich. And it is simply the set of rules followed to get something done. So for example, we could write an everyday algorithm for making our sandwich or getting dressed, like I've just mentioned. And there's lots of ways you can encourage your child to learn about algorithms, some of which don't even include a screen. So that's really good if you want your child to step away from some screen time. Our screen-free alien algorithm pack is perfect for this. So your child will be asked to formulate an algorithm to create an alien for a friend or a family member for you to follow. So I can share with you an example of this activity that I've just mentioned. It's screen free, so there is even an example like draw eyes, draw a square body, create a name, and your child can have a go at that and have a go at then giving it to you for you to see how well they have written their own set of instructions, because you will be able to follow it. Or if you get a little bit tripped up on something, you could say, oh, how can you write that so it's easier to follow, to see if you can improve their writing skills for algorithms. There is also a really useful resource which is fun for your child if they like dancing, because we have a resource all about our dancing robots. So for your dancing robot, your child can then have a little go at programming without a screen and exploring how to create an algorithm with some funky dance moves, and you'll find that link in the comments. So with the alien game or the robot game, whichever game you choose, you'll be able to see if your child can use their logical reasoning skills to predict a program. So why have they predicted a particular sequence? If you've had a go at writing one and your child can then predict the outcome. This would show that they've got quite good logical reasoning skills. You could follow the same steps that your child has created to see if you both get the same results, allowing your child to predict, create, and debug, which are all key things in Key Stage 1 computing. So your child will consider how to debug simple programs. So this just means fixing any simple mistakes, like I mentioned earlier, if there's something you get a little bit tripped up on. And debugging it is fixing that algorithm to improve it. So keeping the discussion going throughout the activity and ensuring that you're encouraging lots of chances for creation, prediction, and debugging is a really great way to keep your child learning. So terminology surrounding computing can be very overwhelming. If you are in any doubt about terminology or are looking for more information, you could have a look in our computing glossary for parents, which provides definition for all things computing, from anything like Trojans. This glossary explains terms and are likely to come up in your child's learning journey. So we also have a parent and carer information pack, which highlights everything that your child should come across in Key Stage 1 computing. If there is anything that I have mentioned that you wanted to have a little bit of a read up on, you might find what you're looking for in that glossary and in the parent and carer guide information guide. If you do have any questions, pop them in the comments and we can get back to you. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about computing, I'll be back on Wednesday to do another live all on computing, but this time for Key Stage 2 age children. So that's parents of children age all the way from age 7 to 11. So goodbye for now, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then.